Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back at it, going northbound. Just stopped by to see mom and dad. If you're watching, mother, hello. Didn't stay very long, but something's better than nothing, right? So I'll make it up to her when I get home after the little Debbie chase here. A little Debbie chase. Let's hope it's a little Debbie, right? So anyway, this is gonna be my home here at least the next couple days. Watching this develop here in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to see little wiggles and wobbles now. I think it's pretty much, and pressures are down. We talked about that already. 992, 993. That's a pretty significant drop from earlier. And it's always been about this strengthening past Tampa Bay. And the eye right now is nearing Bradenton, Sarasota, as far as not landfall, but how they call very strong thunderstorms regardless. We got a lot of severe thunderstorm statements and warnings on the eastern side of Florida as these bands now are feeling some daytime heating. And everything's wrapping around. Obviously, they're coming in off the Gulf. They're wrapping up through the state. Uh, it's going to continue. We got 3 to 5 foot surge expected in Tampa Bay area now. That's kind of trouble for areas that have flooded in the past. We got a new moon today, so the low pressure passes by, and then we're going to see more winds in off the Gulf. And currently, the winds are coming up from the south for Cape Coral and Naples, so they're probably experiencing some high water right now too. But we'll see several tide cycles, possibly potential high water. Now, the big surge obviously is northward. If this thing gets stronger and gets closer to the coast, officially calling for around 10 foot of surge up there around the Big Bend area. Officially, last 11 o'clock update, 90 mile an hour is what they're expecting. They're talking about maybe more. It is not your most photographic system, dirty eastern system. This is going to be pulling up and around. So remember, lower the pressure, more the winds. Barrow made landfall at 979, and it was still strengthening. I went into great detail earlier today about that. Strengthening systems really impact more than a weakening system on landfall. So this heavy rain is already, man, it's just got us good here in the western part of the state, man. The radar above me, that's current radar. Uh, Live data from my truck. We're gonna watch the pressure reading. I added the time and date this year for this trip. I think it's going to be really vital to see the stages of the pressure drops as the storm approaches. So I'll have that on record. Uh, Appreciate all the counties and EOCs that have reached out, all the way from Tallahassee, capital, every county, pretty much. They know I'm coming up that way, so really thank you for reaching out. You know, they know I bring awareness. Not everybody likes what I do, and that's fine. But I don't go into your lives and tell you what I don't like. This is what I love to do. I love tracking tropics weeks ahead of time, and then I love going into them and being a part of what I've talked about now, which seems like an eternity. God, we were talking about this system. I think June 19th is what I look back on, or July 19th is when we first started seeing this coming in off of Africa, or the mid-level uh, chances merging with this low-level tropical wave. So absolutely crazy, right? We've been talking about this a long time. So we're just going north. We're on US 19. I don't know if I'm going to jump over on the expressway or not. I'm already kind of halfway here. I don't think I am. So I'm just going to continue on 19, I believe. How many trips do we got to take on 19, man, for tropical systems? Right? We had Idalia last year, unfortunately, hit almost the exact areas that we're going into right now. This is a weaker system, but a different system. This system's not weakening on approach. There could be a lot more rain with this system that we saw with Idalia initially. And of course, the other side of the story is what happens after landfall. And man, the models are just showing a slowdown and showing, this parking right off of the southeast coast possibly, and just being a Georgia, South Carolina, maybe some in the North Carolina nuisance for several days. And that's the other storyline that is possible. Um, it's pretty nasty around here. We're tropical storm warning. It's pretty nasty. I've been seeing reports of really high winds, uh, very high winds around our area, 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts already. Like I said, we've had a lot of tornado warnings. Whether or not they verify or not, who knows? But still nasty storm cells, regardless. And we'll see what time the landfall actually is. They did slow. They were showing mid afternoon in the last couple updates, and then at 11 they came back down to is the Big Bend area. A lot of rain with this system, man. A lot of moisture. A lot of moisture. The Gulf of Mexico's smoking hot. We got hottest temperatures of the whole Atlantic are in the Gulf of Mexico. We got that loop current. It's going to be riding up on. We got a loop eddy right there below the tip of the panhandle, which I think is going to allow this thing to do that last minute intensification that they're worried about. It's a real deal, man. Real deal. Kind of weird. Sunday. Doesn't feel like it's Sunday. But man, a lot of rain, right? We've had a lot of tropical storms here in our area that didn't have a lot of rain. A lot of rain. That's pretty good winds too. Kind of got to look on radar for sure. You can see it. And another reason it looks a little dry on the west side is the radar has a hard time pushing through and seeing the other side. It bounces back um, the signal and doesn't really get to see on the other side so well. So a little deceiving sometimes too on looking at this. Now we just had another tornado warning pop up. It looks like um, middle of the state. Where's that one at? This one's around the Lakeland area. Other tornado. Little red triangles are for polygon. Well, we are starting to get a compact inner core. I have a microwave link on my site too that you look at. Microwave imagery sometimes shows the core a little better too. So, of course, you can always look at the hurricane hunters also get a really good look there. So, man, the winds are coming up though. All along the Naples, probably getting some pretty good uh, rising waters right now. That those winds are coming in strong from south southwest. I have a feeling too, parts of west central Florida are going to be seeing these squally feeder bands. Oh, they went that road. These squaller feeder bands are going to be coming in hot from the west overnight. So don't, we're going to have a lot of rain a lot of rain with this system. I think that's going to be the one of the the areas that aren't hit directly initially. I think everybody's going to be talking about this rain. Like, wow, I didn't think it was going to rain this much. We were already saturated. We've had unbelievable 2 or 3 weeks here of rain. It's only 76 degrees out, so it ain't like it's too hot. I'm curious what it feels like up in the Tallahassee area, the Big Bend area. None of this has gotten there yet. I'm gonna end up racing ahead of it, which is gonna be really cool, honestly, because bands are kind of rotating a little bit. We'll be driving on the other side of these bands. We're gonna get a look at them. Oh, now we just got an emergency warning. This is something. This is something that it reminds me that I'm storm chasing. I'll never forget the first few times in Louisiana in 2020, the phone's going off every time I ended up in a different geo fencing location there. Sometimes I'm like, just stop, turn it off. I know I'm in a high wind warning. I know that. I know I'm in a surge warning. Shelly's telling me to turn around. I know. And I got two. Now there's another one. Jeez, what I tell you now I'm actually living reality. It's like I did get my CB mounted in the truck, and I do have a ham radio running here. I don't know if I got it scanning yet or not, but there's a lineman right there. I've seen pictures of convoys of these linemen lined up, ready to go to town here once the storm passes. So one thing you gotta say about our state, Florida, man, they prepare. Talking with Kevin Guthrie the other day, that's why we have these state of emergencies, so they can do things that they normally can't do under the Florida laws. So that's it's kind of why we went into a state of emergency ahead of time. It wasn't to scare anybody. It was so the state and counties can prepare ahead of time and have all these resources sitting there ready to go. Now we just got our tornado warning. God, we get tornado warnings popping up left and right. Oh man, radar scopes is littered with tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warning. So this is the first test here on Starlink in my network box. I did a little tour last night. God, I got this IPN alert thing on my phone. I probably should turn it off because I have it set for weather alerts in the state of Florida, and it's been nonstop. It's like my phone's on overdrive with alerts all across the state. This one just alerted me about the Keys. The Keys just got a thunderstorm warning down in the Keys. Yeah. Welcome to hurricane season, folks. We got something else brewing. Oh, I didn't want to talk about it. You all forced me to talk about it today. There's a spot out there, 20% here in the Caribbean that might try to send its way northward into the Gulf of Mexico. I was a little concerned about that this morning when I saw that. It's like, are you kidding me, brand new QP? Kidding me, brand new QP? Man, we got some heavy rain. I didn't think it was gonna work without these video cards. Oh god, now we got a tornado warning. Hoping the location works on my radar here. Where I'm at, then a little bit so you can kind of see it. That's where I'm at right there. You can kind of see it. I got all my lights on. I got all kinds of lights, man. Tornado warning to the east. Clear eye on satellite radar. Hey, Greg, I got your text, buddy. gonna be really weird to drive out of this thing. We're going northbound. The feeder bands are kind of going through the state right now, wrapping around me. I'll be on the top side up there in a second. One of the oh, I gotta plug my cooler in too. I got my battery operated cooler. I need to plug it in. Darn it. Do that here in a little bit. So yeah, look at this eye right there. You can really see it. Um, that's really good structure. I mean that uh you know there's a lot of there's a few Waffle Houses in a particular area that are closed. We got trouble. Hey, what's up, Ryan? My buddy. So look at that little blue dot. We're almost on the we're almost getting out of it as far as ahead of the storm. Little Debbie. There's our Hooters up here. Me and Phil stopped at this Hooters on the way down track. I tell you, I would love me some wing for shrimp right now, but I want to get it north a little bit. So I did a shout out to our friends at Roy's Steam Hatchie. They are obviously preparing for the worst. I kind of asked a stupid question. I asked them if they were open, uh, obviously or not. I was selfishly just hoping I could drive up there and have a nice little dinner before all this happens tonight. But they sent me a picture and they got all the chairs and bar stools up off the ground. They got flooded really bad during Idalia. I just can't believe almost the same area is going to be affected with this. It's just unbelievable. I mean, you know, I, I, I'm worried. I'm not worried. I guess Idalia was bad. It was not good. But the only good thing about Idalia was it was weakening. The eye wall opened up right before landfall, and it kind of, luckily, I mean, it's still bad storm. Could have been a lot worse, I'm saying. This one, sneaky, man. This one gets up there to 90 miles an hour and maybe a little more. We might see more surface winds than we saw with Idalia because the winds seem to, track a little bit more at surface level that I've seen. Are thinking it's nothing. I saw with Barrel, man. If you're if you're on the path to the eye and you're in a camper, but especially anybody camping, get the heck out. Okay, I saw more campers on their sides in Barrel, uh, and we have a camper, so I obviously was more in tune to the amount of campers that I saw on their sides. It's just showing you surface winds, and it was funny. We were driving, my buddy Joe. The rain bands were like skirting across the road. It was something I really didn't. I've probably seen it, but it stood out to me more. And I even said it to Joe. I'm like, "What's up with this rain? Like it was on the ground, coming across like sheets of rain, but it was low, like on the ground." And then of course when the storm hit, obviously the dramatic videos that I put out that were not fake, they were legit, and it was damn intense winds for a Cat 1. I could barely open my door, and I am not making that up. So these winds that for Barrow were more on the surface. You get a storm where the winds are, above you, just you know, 100 feet. They might still show up on radar, hurricane hunters are showing them, but they don't reach the surface, and the best example of that, if you're living right here where I'm at right now, was Elsa. Elsa was a storm in 21 that we were under a hurricane warning in Tampa Bay. And it absolutely fizzled right before landfall. The hurricane hunters were tracking it. The pressure went from one. It was like was like poof, you know, like it just disappeared, and we had almost nothing in the Tampa area. Yet we were under a hurricane warning, and that's one of those storms where everybody's like, had enough. But every storm's different, you know. Every storm's different. This one, I don't think will go poof. There is some dry air, around the backside, but there's also a lot of moisture. So I don't know if that's enough to hinder it. Not when we got these warm waters ahead. So it'll probably have a tight before. I didn't look at the latest 12 PM full over here. I can look at the latest 12C hybrid H-Works. H-Mon. They do very well. It's obvious they do very well because before they ran, no operational model was showing a 992 pressure system that we got right now, right? Not one. So most forecasters were saying, "Oh, this isn't going to be anything. It might not even happen." They put too much faith in the operational models, which don't show intensity at all. So we had to wait for these high resolution models to run, which is doing very well lately with intensity prediction. I've been following the H4 for years, man. People were like, "Hey, you crazy?" I'm like, "Well, not really." Now people are using it. I'm like, "Well, maybe I wasn't so crazy after." And look at, we're starting to see a little daybreak. Let's listen. All right, I'm going to sign out. As soon as we get up to where we're going, I think I got us all a 2K screen, by the way, too. So I kind of like the new setup. I had another camera, but man, I can't do it. So current power outages are right above me or beside me. That's off the Furman website. Those are current power outages currently right now. So that we should see those numbers maybe increase. Hopefully not, but they probably will. Florida, Georgia, we're going to see power outages. Current satellite, current radar, and got my Tempest weather station in the truck reading pressure and temperature. That's live on my truck, not in my truck. And current date and time, I think, is really important. I go back and look at these videos sometimes, and I really, really wanted to know when that video was. And this is hopefully going to be awesome that we can go back and document anything that were to happen, or when did that happen? When did we drive out of the, when did we see the eye wall? When did we see the clouds break? We just got a mesoscale discussion too. Big old blue mesoscale discussion that popped up. What did it say? Special weather statement 4 minutes ago. Tornado watch. Many supercells with outer bands of intensifying TCW. Just letting everybody know the tornado threat's going to continue into the night. And it'll probably end up lasting through the night. It'll last until tomorrow morning, and it'll last through tomorrow afternoon. It'll probably last through Tuesday and the Wednesday morning as this thing turns up action in the Atlantic side. So I think the two things that I've learned people get the most surprised about with tropical system is effects outside the cone. Because they see the cone, oh, it's not going to hit it, then it's like, well, wait a minute, why do we have a tornado warning in Lakeland? Another thing I don't think they realize the power outage. We talked about it with Beryl. I don't think anybody was prepared for that. Beryl was sneaky organizing Cat 1. And people said, it's nothing. And trust Anyway, let's see some blue sky, and then we'll sign off. I need to pull over and do an update. So I added these lights. You can probably see them behind me flashing a little bit. They're cool. I mounted them on my headrest. I keep down, then I see a flash, and I think I'm getting pulled over. So I'm like, oh god, I'm getting pulled over again. Well, not again. It's been a while. Man, and there are so many storm chasers heading down here. Oh god, even my buddy Reed. But God, I saw X today, and there were so many storm chasers are here. I just do my thing. Trying to get my YouTube channel to grow, so I'm hoping I made a thumbnail just a minute ago off of that image that I posted. Um, hopefully, it gets that's my slowest one. I hit got 300,000 on TikTok now, but I only got like 68,000 on YouTube. I got to get into that YouTube audience somehow. We stream our Daily Brew over there, and I think I get a lot of people on there watching the Daily Brew. It hasn't grown like the others have grown. Oh, I'm gonna plug my cooler in, and I got my rain jacket on. I was so happy I remembered my raincoat. Got those new umbrellas we talked about the other day from Chef Rain. Those are supposed to handle the little guy is supposed to handle 75 miles an hour. There's a bigger one that's supposed to handle even more. Like, are you? So the thing is, I don't want to use them because um, it won't look like much. I'll be out there, sideways and like, oh my god, it's so intense, and I'll be like, this is crazy, and the umbrella is going to be working, and everybody's going to be like, yeah, yeah, look at his umbrella. So if you're watching, uh, folks out there in Shenrain, I don't know if I'm going to film it. I'll do a special video for you. But seriously, I'll get people attacking me online that I'm fake storm chasing because the umbrella didn't fold inside out yet. Even though it's designed for who knows. The big one, he said, big one's huge. Like it's almost like a tent. Julie took his uh, softball. Her and Sarah sat underneath it. Weather Channel has a really good graphic. I think I need to share it about inland effects. Inland. Oh my God, there's a boat scrapyard. Got to see a bunch of boats piled up. There's one of the outer edges right there. You can see it. Yeah, we're definitely getting close to the edge here. We're a little break in the clouds. Looks like. And they're hauling booty, man. That cloud right there coming in straight west around the state. You can see it flipping through there, man. So many memories of me growing up with tropical rain bands. Like, this is kind of steady rain bands. So, more inland are getting tropical rain bands. It's the sunshine, and then all of a sudden the dark cloud, and then it's the heavy rain, sideways rain, and like 2 minutes later it stops, and it's sunny again. That's what I remember growing up as a kid. Tropical rain bands. So I got a little bit of everybody in my truck, by the way. I got a picture of Emily up here. I got Sarah's microphone in the back seat that we used to use this truck a lot more before I turned it into storm facing only. Um, I got a softball book of Emily's back there that she had when she was like 12. I told Julie that story today, and she's like, "Oh, what do you got of me in there?" And I said, "Well, the suitcase. You packed it." So, thank you, Julie. She folded up my clothes. I had my redneck storm chaser shirts folded up nicely. So that was her contribution to the truck. And I'm sure I got Louis and Hunter fur somewhere down here. But so yeah, looking ahead, we got that dang tropical wave. Man, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Some of the ensembles actually had it heading into the Gulf next weekend. I bet you they went 30% at 2 o'clock. Nope, still 20%. One small amount of time. We do have a 2 o'clock advisory on the heavy. I don't think the pressure went down much. Probably the same. Still 992. Only moving 13 miles an hour. It's really not moving that fast. It's still moving northwest. No, north-northwest. So 2 p.m. Official data from the National Hurricane Center moving north-northwest at 13. And pressure is looking at 992. Expected to strengthen rapidly into a hurricane before making landfall. That's their word. Expected to strengthen rapidly. We'll get a whole new full advisory at 5 p.m. Eastern. With a new cone. Period kind of storm surge we're getting here on the Florida West Coast. Battery protection buttons up that. Excessive charging time. My Android's beeping over here. Like going into battery mode. So now we are entering Hernando County, where the rain is slowly disappearing. You can see that where I'm at. We had to adjust the radar map here. See the little blue circle somewhere? That's where we're at. Right there. We are north. No, wait a minute. Hell, man, that damn button didn't update. That's still my house. Man, what's the gun? He must know me. Hey, hit your brake lights. You know it's my Twitter page. Alright, what's up, buddy? I guess I have to go their way now. That's cool. Crazy story, man. One time I was chasing in Gulf Shores area. Um, lady drove by, man. They were honking. They had a sign. We were saying, all right, so that location is not right. Problem is, man, I cannot get the location right with my internet. You know, it's internet fed GPS. That's not where I'm at. My phone's correct, but that's not where I'm at. Well, I have to turn it off. I'm gonna turn it off on the radar scope. Oh, we got somebody else. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, how about Pasco News? I cover Pasco.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah. I've always tried to get a hold of you if you ever need anything.
Okay. Yeah, just email me. I got the email on the website, Mike's
Yeah,
weather
right,
page.
from Pasco News.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah, whenever you need anything, I try to catch up on your stuff all the time.
All right. You
Yeah.
guys getting a little surge up here on the way,
I
right?
think so. I think Hudson's going to get a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You're in the little more.
30 a.m., right?
Yeah, and you could probably have something tomorrow. We'll still get some bands pushing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. But right now. It was, supposed to be 2 to 4 foot up to Tampa Bay area. Tampa Bay is 3 to 5 foot. So the farther north you go, the stronger the storm gets, the more surge we can get. We got 7 to 10 foot there around the Big Bend area. That is incredible. Let's get Cody's up there. I still got Cody's. Well, we're almost at the tip of this thing. We're going to be seeing some pretty prominent clouds up here in a second. There's a pretty good little feeder band north of us. You can kind of see it up there ahead of me. It's got some good structure to it. I mean, this might be the last one ahead of us, but all south of me right now. Man, 30 inches of rain possibly in spots. You've seen 30. We, I don't know the last time. I know Florence had serious rain in 18. Harvey. Um, we know, man, flooding could be the headline. I mean, let's hope it doesn't pan out. But Harvey had 40 inches plus, right? Florence, they had $24 billion damage. Um, $24 billion damage. And it was Cat 1 when it made landfall in low country there. 24 billion. And that's flooding. And listening to Kevin Guthrie yesterday when he came on our little show, there's an ABC Fine Wine Spirits over there. Look at that. Honk, honk. That's the original score. Um, the river, man, the river flooding could be something that's not being discussed a lot about. You know, all this water has to drain somewhere, and you know, even if that rain falls to our north, you know, Georgia area for Florida, that is, that those rivers have to empty somewhere, right? And could be long-term effects, flooding. We get 20, 30 inches of rain north of Georgia there. But definitely South Carolina, man. Go out there along South Carolina coastline, Georgia, showing 20, 30 inches of rain. And it's only going to start fueling once these things, you know, these bands get in off the Atlantic. But ooh, my mom used to work up there. I can't believe she drove up here every damn day. I think she's the county line road. There's a county line road up there somewhere. She had to drive this road every day. Now back then there wasn't a lot of traffic on US 19. It was like back in the early 90s, late 80s. I even got smart. I got paper clips. Look at this. Paper clips. I always needed paper clips. Paper clips have to reset things. Oh, that's Reed. Fuck. What's up, buddy? That's some bitch driving. I was like, damn, I didn't know it was you. I didn't know it was you, man. Oh, that's cool, man. Oh, I didn't. I was like, these crazy fans, man. What's, oh, thank. Yeah, man, we're gonna do it. That was Reed Timmer. Oh my God. I wondered who the hell that was. They were in a ramp. That's funny. They were screwing with me, man, and I was like, "Who are they? What's?" I didn't want to say anything because I was afraid they're not them guys listening, but you know, uh, Talk to him for a minute. So where you going?
Just for cheap beach.
Are you?
Yeah. We got a little rental up there, maybe, just
All
in case.
right, cool.
We're working the tornado dry still.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them popping.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them verified or not.
I didn't think you knew that was us.
No, dude, I was like, well, I'm streaming live, right? And I thought they were watching me. So I'm like, I don't want to say nothing because they might get pissed. I'm like, this is Pasco County, dude. You know, I'm like, so I'm like, funny, man. All right. Well, we'll bump in, man. Yeah, yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, I've had a lot of years, man. I mean, it's been in four majors. I mean, it's been in Delta, Zeta, Ida, Ian. So, oh, every year, right? We get something.
Just talking, nobody really evacuates anymore for that.
And the surge, oh man, they're tired down here. They're just been there.
Pre-2017, the whole state.
Yep.
All day.
Been there, done that, right? That's funny. Yeah, that's Reed Zimmer. That's a classic. That's the road I was talking about. My mom used to work at Pasco Hernando County line. That's wild, man. That's why I pissed off on my channel one time when they were getting ready to like shove me off the door, you know. And then the news guy pulls up next to me. I'm like, well, I better not do anything because now I got Pasco News next to me. They'll be like, Boylan's a road rager. He's putting in reverse. I'm talking to the Pasco news station next to me, and I'm like watching this way, and I'm like, these guys are backing up. I'm like, do they want to talk to me? And then I'm talking to the news guy, and I'm watching Reed. I didn't know it was Reed, and I'm like, these guys are like going to get out of their damn truck and want to talk or something. And I'm like, we're in the middle of US 19 here, people. I'm like, I'm really not met a wacky fan yet. And I'm like, this might be the first. I'm like, these guys are backing up. And I got the Pasco News Channel sitting here watching me, and I'm like, okay, I gotta be good. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I better be good. I don't, I don't want a bad story. Oh God, that's hilarious. Uh, anyway, well, I'm glad I didn't sign off. That was entertaining, right? In Pasco County, I lived in Pasco County. I know. We can have some tough Floridians that could make life a little interesting. He had two. He had two ride partners with him. I got nobody, man. Phil bailed on me. Joe bailed on me. My circle of friends is getting smaller, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I scared them. I think I scared them both. I think the bridge at in Texas there, Sergeant, scared the heck out of Joe. Scared the heck out of me. But when I saw somebody else do it, I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it. All right, not the smartest thing I ever did in my life. Truck sitting there howling. And it was a rental too, so I know this thing won't lift. I didn't know about the Dodge Rebel lift. Well, we can stop here in a little bit, do an update. I want to check out. God, I could go for a public sub right now. I got to do some. I want to post the latest 12Z H wars and stuff. They always have a handle on students rapidly intensifying storms. But what we're looking for is pressure drop. If pressure drops, we got trouble. Pressure drops, bigger storm surge. and more winds and more inland effect. Oh man, there's some serious water up there. Oh, I got so funny, man. I'm sitting in like zoning out, and then I'm like, "Who is this guy?" And then he slows down next to me. I'm like, "What do they want me to do? Pull over or something?" I'm like, "This is not happening." I'm like, "This can't be happening." Like, okay, who are these guys? Turned out, okay, so not bad. Sweet. All right. Well, hey, let's sign off here for a little bit. Remember, I'll be streaming live a lot, so I'll be posting a lot of weather as I always do. I keep everybody up to date. Might go live tonight. We'll see. Tomorrow I'll be storm chasing as landfalls technically in the morning, 6, 7, 8 a.m. possibly. Uh, but definitely tomorrow I'll be doing updates on latest for the Carolinas, as that's going to be the next area that we really watch is these flooding rains. I think that's been discussed a lot now, so there shouldn't be much shock with that, other than what it's going to look like. Glad to see the wave down in the Atlantic still 20%, but we did have a plethora of ensembles that have showed that wave entering up to the Gulf next weekend. And you got to remember, listen, it's only August 4th, okay? They expect 21 more storms unless they adjust their numbers, right? That's, I can't even imagine 21. Uh, Crazy. Even if we got 15 more, hell, 10. I'll take 10. It seems like this season has been already exhausting. We've only had really two. Nobody remembers before Chris. Chris happened in about 3 hours, came and gone in a flash. Alberta was a rainmaker, yes. It was attached to the high pressure to the north. You know, I don't think those. I don't. Everybody talked about Alberta was the reason that we had all that flooding in Texas, but in reality, Alberta was way, way, way south. It was the high pressure gradient to the north that actually pushed in all those rains or winds. But regardless, I mean, it was definitely Alberta induced. Yeah, crazy, right? All right, well, I'm gonna sign off. We're gonna be live again in about an hour or so. I'm on my way north. We're gonna either somewhere in Taylor County. We're gonna either I don't know where we're going. We're gonna go somewhere, you know, kind of where we went to in Idalia. I might stick around for the flooding. Unfortunately, flooding. But I've never really visited the Atlantic coast in my truck. I can't believe it. This will be the 10th storm I've been in, and haven't been to the Atlantic yet. I drove to ECE, but that was in the Charger. Technically, the truck wasn't in that one. So I've been in more storms. ECE was in a Charger. I was storm chasing in my Charger. I got sand in the Charger from ECE. That was the great thumb entry of ECE. There's something about the post dinner and beer after a storm. Phil and I went to a place called the Sandbar, and my God, it was awesome. I can still remember what I ordered. Isn't that weird? I could still taste the shrimp and the hush puppies. But anyway, the shrimp was peel and eat. Somehow, when I was peeling the shrimp, it poked my thumb and it went below my nail about, I'd say, at least a quarter of an inch. Ugh, ugh. Then it broke off. I could still feel it. And it hurt for days. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? This freaking thing. Ugh. A shrimp tail was in my thumb. I actually had to go to the doctor and he had to slice it. Ugh. Not bad. I don't even know if I had a stitch. Or maybe I had 2 stitches. I don't know. No, he super glued it. That's what he did. He super glued it. From a shrimp. From Isa Ia. So that was a crazy story. All right. Well, hey, listen. We're in the boonies here. We're not much excitement. So we'll be back live again. I'm going to do some posts here in a little bit. So watch for that. I'm going to pull over up here somewhere and do some updates. All right. So we'll see you when I'm more northbound.